Didi has not just made great contributions to science, but has also helped shape several aspects of science policy in India. I request Didi's close friend and a great scientist, Professor Ashutosh Sharma, the Secretary of the Department of Science and Technology, the largest funding agency in the country, to come and to the stage and speak to us. So let's hear now Sharma versus Sharma.
Indeed, the Sharma versus Sharma thing is so uncanny. I have been in meetings, very many committees and meetings with him, and we almost held always similar views, so much so that people thought that we were related, being, Sharmas. But then I explained to people that in North India, if you throw 10 stones in random directions, then 2 of them would hit a Sharma. So that's not, a great relation there. Like everyone else, I remember my first meeting or encounter with Didi over 17 years ago, and at which time I knew very few chemists or physicists in this country. And of course, this encounter, it proceeded with a great deal of laughter for about 1 hour and many bouts of beer. So the problem was that long after he was gone, I kept thinking who he was, because we talked as if he had known me for about 10 years by that time. So of course that he's done phenomenal cutting edge research. He's done chemistry, physics, material science, and so on, and he's one of the few people I know whose H index exceeds his age, which is a great thing. It's already been commented on. The thing which is really impressive about him is that he has full control of knowledge pyramid. And that, what that means is that not just data, but information, from information to knowledge, from knowledge to wisdom, even maybe enlightenment one of these days, going right to the apex of the knowledge pyramid. But see, I have spent most of my life at IIT Kanpur. And so I must say something about IIT Kanpur and what his life may have been there. I can picture him as a lad of 17 going down the brick paths in August in 72, right? And going down these brick paths which are heavily soaked with monsoon, and there's a horde of sophomores waiting to receive him, to rag him, and the kind of questions they ask would be something like, multiply x minus a to x minus b to x minus c all the way to x minus z, and tell us the highest exponent on x in this expansion. So most people would actually say 0 to that, because there is a x minus x somewhere in between there. However, he gave the correct answer. So answer is that exponent is minus infinity, assuming that mod of x is greater than 1, right? So of course he lived his life there in Kanpur with very many minds. There are minds like Einstein, and their academic motivation like Marilyn Monroe, and I'm sure that he has learned a lot from both of them. Now I don't know which category he really belonged to, but at that particular time, later on we know what became of you, right? And I would not say actually which option there, yeah, that's important, right? He of course laughs the loudest. In any gathering you can hear him miles away. In fact, I believe in the saying, don't trust a man who does not laugh very loud. And he has my, most deepest trust on that account. He would even laugh at jokes like, I thought about it, is a, DD in his name. Maybe it does not represent his name at all. Maybe it represents the grades he got at IIT Kanpur, right? And actually, D was a pretty good grade in IIT Kanpur. Rest of us got Fs, okay, all the way. So, of course, how do I know all this? Because I came in the year he went out. So I came in 77 at IIT Kanpur, and he 72 to 77. So I missed him by inches. In fact, I have been missing all the great things by inches, because 76 is when Professor Rao left IIT Kanpur. And so I had the misfortune of not doing Chem 101 with Professor Rao. And so half jokingly and half seriously, but entirely correctly, he had pointed out that's why I'm half the scientist. That's certainly very true. So I wish that I had met both of them in good time. My life would have been a lot more richer. So anyway, what Didi may have lost in grades in IIT Kanpur, he more than made up by finding a wonderful wife, Abaji, there, and a great mentor, the best the world offers, Professor Rao there. So I guess that was a good, balance there. Thinking of balance, actually, his family has a great balance because he is an inventor, Abhaji is an innovator. Now what that means is he converts money into knowledge and she converts it back to money, right? And so it's a lot like, zero carbon cycle. So it's like zero money knowledge cycle, and it's a great thing to have, self-sustaining ecosystem there. He's very persuasive. Of course, we all know that, extremely persuasive. He can sell a torchlight to a blind person for his own good, mind you, right? How do I know that? Well, he has sold me many things which have been very useful over the years, no doubt about that. So, what can we say? There is an old Chinese saying, or maybe it's the old Greek saying, I don't really know. It says, life begins at 60, and from there it's all downhill, right? But I'm sure that's not the way it is with him. It's more like, when I think of him, is Bob Dylan's lines come to mind. Say, oh, yabba dabba, I was so much older then, I'm younger than that now, right? So you cannot grow any older, and of course you're growing younger all the time. This is something which has been commented upon by almost everyone there. So at 60, and I assume that's the true age, regardless of what people said here, to the contrary. So we wish him the world, live long and prosper, Didi.
Thank you very much, Ashutosh. The only concern is that now that Ashutosh knows that Didi can sell torchlight to a blind man, Didi has to be careful before shooting off the next proposal to DST.